Across Asia, ancient stones stand defiant against time, as if challenging the silence. Amidst the hanging morning mist, the first rays of sunlight pierce through the gaps between stupas and towers, reviving the prayers etched within them. Every carving, every symbol, is a trace of humanity's grand thoughts, which built not only with hands, but also with soul. They did not create temples merely to worship gods, but to understand the laws of the universe. Within each line and angle lies a universal code connecting Earth, humanity, and the heavens. An ancient language not spoken with words, but embodied in form and harmony. Today, we will trace that secret from Java to Cambodia, from the Himalayas to Egypt. We will delve into the meaning behind architecture that defies time, hearing how the stones still whisper to those who will listen. Welcome to Hidden World EDU. Before we begin this journey, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Because the more who listen to this story, the more the almost forgotten wisdom comes back to life. In the heart of Java Island stands Borobudur, not just a pile of stones, but a prayer frozen in geometric form. A thin mist envelopes the temple each morning, making it seem to float between earth and sky. From afar, its shape resembles a mountain, a symbol of perfection and balance. But up close, each relief emanates a story of humanity seeking enlightenment. The stones are arranged with astonishing precision, without cement, without nails, yet standing strong for 1,000 years. In the silence, they seem to whisper about the knowledge once possessed by our ancestors, knowledge of nature, the stars, and the human soul. Borobudur is not just a temple, it is a giant mandala. Each step up its levels is a spiritual journey from the mortal world towards nirvana. The higher we climb, the quieter the world becomes, the closer we are to the center of consciousness. And at the highest point, under the open sky, there is only silence. It is there that humanity and the universe meet, without words, without distance, only eternal harmony. When the sun rises, the first light always touches the center point of the temple. This is not a coincidence, but a very precise calculation. The ancestors understood the movement of the sun, the rotation of the earth, and the direction of light in a way that is almost impossible without modern tools. But they didn't just calculate, they communicated with nature. Each ray that falls on the stone is not just illumination, but a symbol of consciousness, enlightenment that penetrates inner darkness. Like the light that slowly penetrates the morning mist, so too is the human soul lifted through knowledge and tranquility. At Angkor Wat, the sunlight during the equinox illuminates the main tower with extraordinary precision. At Borobudur, the shadows of the stupas blend perfectly with the morning light. It is a dance between heaven and earth, between light and stone, between time and eternity. And in every dawn, the temples seem to come back to life, reminding us that true enlightenment is not something that comes from the outside, but awakens from within. Behind every magnificent temple lies a universal language, geometry. The ancestors understood that form is prayer, and proportion is the law of God. Circles symbolize eternity, triangles depict the balance between heaven, earth, and humanity, while squares represent the ordered world. At Borobudur, each level is arranged with a precise ratio, 4:3, 9:6, the same comparisons used in music, art, and even DNA. At Angkor Wat, the distance between the towers reflects the movement of planets and stars. In India, temples are built according to the Vastu Purusha Mandala, a cosmic map that connects the human body with the universe. This geometry is not a coincidence, but an awareness that the universe works with the same patterns, from atoms to galaxies. By studying form, they learned to understand God. By building temples, they wrote sacred texts in stone. Now, when we look at it from the air, we don't just see architecture, we are reading a prayer carved in dimensions. The mandala is not just a spiritual symbol, it is a map of consciousness. From the outside in, it takes humanity to walk through layer after layer of reality until reaching the center of silence. In Asian architecture, the mandala principle is the basis of almost every great temple, Borobudur, Angkor, to temples in Tibet. When a pilgrim walks in the outer circle, they walk in a world full of illusions. As they step inside, each movement is a step towards self-truth, until finally, they arrive in the middle, the center point, a symbol of the union between humanity and the universe. Every carving on the wall is a mirror of the inner journey, struggle, enlightenment, and freedom. Nothing is accidental, because within the mandala, everything is arranged with perfect harmony. And when we realize this pattern, we understand what is outside is actually a reflection of what is inside ourselves. How could people thousands of years ago create such precise structures without modern tools? The answer is not just technical ability, but faith in the order of the cosmos. They built with feeling, not just with measurement. Mathematics for them was not just science, but a form of worship. Symmetry is not aesthetics, but a prayer that invites the divine presence. By balancing form, they believed they were balancing the universe. The temples became places where numbers and beliefs unite. Every angle, every distance, creates a harmony that can be felt, not just seen. And perhaps that is why, until today, even though time has eroded the stone, the energy of the building is still felt, like the heartbeat of the earth that never fades. The night sky for the ancestors was not emptiness, but an open holy book. They read the stars as we read letters. Each constellation became a guide for sacred architecture on Earth. Temples in Egypt, pyramids in South America, to Angkor Wat, all aligned with certain constellations. In Java, the direction of the temple follows the sun and moon, creating a spiritual calendar that is in harmony with human life. By connecting stone with stars, they built a bridge between the mortal and the eternal. For them, humanity is not separate from the universe. We are a reflection of the sky itself. And when we look up, we are actually looking into our deepest selves. In some temples, if you stand at a certain point and chant a mantra, the echo that arises is not just a reflection of sound, but a resonance that awakens energy throughout the space. Their architecture is not only to be seen, but also to be heard. Sound waves and building shapes work together to create vibrations that are in harmony with the frequency of nature. Each echo carries a deeper awareness, reminding humanity of the balance between silence and sound. In silence, they found peace. In sound, they found God. Two things that seem opposite, but are actually one. Silence is not empty. It is the space where all sounds are born. And within it, humanity finds itself again. As the world changed, this knowledge slowly disappeared. Many consider the symbols to be mere decorations, but every line is a code. The monks, priests, and sacred architects became guardians of secrets passed down silently from generation to generation. They wrote in form, not in books. They spoke with numbers, not words. In silence, they kept the knowledge about the interconnectedness between the body, the earth, and the stars. Now, archaeologists and scientists are beginning to realize there are too many similarities between civilizations to be called coincidence. Maybe our ancestors knew something that we have forgotten. And perhaps our task today is not to discover new things, but to remember what humanity once knew. From Egypt to Peru, from India to Indonesia, the same patterns repeat. The shapes of pyramids, circles, and spirals appear in every culture, even though they are thousands of kilometers apart, as if the whole world once spoke the same language. Is there ancient knowledge that was widespread and then forgotten? Or perhaps, human intuition in the past was closer to the universe than we imagine? Temples, pyramids, and stupas bear witness that humans used to not only think, they felt. They built not for power, but for harmony. And now, the echoes of that knowledge can still be heard, in every stone, in every form, in every soul that will listen. Time has passed, kingdoms have changed, but the temples still stand. They become silent guardians of eternal wisdom. The stone that should be dead continues to speak through harmony and beauty. That beauty is not decoration, it is truth disguised. Every line of symmetry is an invitation to find balance within oneself. Every form is a prayer for the peace of the universe. Our ancestors did not build to worship gods outside themselves, but to awaken the gods that sleep within the human soul. And perhaps, this is the true secret of all sacred architecture. They are not places where we seek God, but places where we are reminded that God has never left. Thank you for walking with us through time and the mists of history. If this story touched your heart, Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that the wisdom of the past continues to live in the future. Leave a comment. Do you believe that these ancient stones are not just buildings, but a message from the universe itself? Every carving, every silence, every echo from those old stones still speaks. They are only waiting for humans who will listen, because the past is never really gone. It is only waiting to be rediscovered. This is Hidden World EDU, a place where the past still speaks.